Hello and welcome to the CDO Magazine interview series. I'm Dave Abitangelo with Radical Data Solutions, and we're partnering with CDO Magazine, MIT CDOIQ, and the International Society of Chief Data Officers in a series of interviews. Today I have the pleasure of talking with Ivan Herrero Bartolome, CDO at Grupo Intercorp. Welcome.
Hi,
Ivan.
Dave. How are you?
doing?
Thank you so much.
No, thank you for joining and taking time out of your day. So I guess we'll just jump right into it. So first off, why don't we start, talking about Grupo Intercorp. So you guys have 30 companies across different industries: finance, healthcare, education, and retail. Can you tell us a little more about how the structure of the company and how that influences how you approach data strategy?
We operate as a conglomerate, and we have more than 30 companies operating in sectors such as retail, finance, education, healthcare. So each of these companies has a lot of autonomy, and that has helped us have a lot of speed in the market, and we've been very successful during the last couple of decades using this model, this autonomy. But I joined the group 1 year and a half now, and that's great to gain speed at the company level. But when you try to standardize something across the group, it's not the best way to go. And I'm probably one of the first roles that have the responsibility to try to set up a common language and a common strategy across the group. So it's even harder than usually, because I have to think of the data strategy of Intercorp as a corporation, as a group, but I also have to help each of our companies to develop and deploy their own data strategy. Mm-hmm. So doing this once is hard enough. I mean, doing it at scale is something that I must admit I don't have the clarity now of how to do it. It's something I'm still thinking of, and during this last 1 year and a half now, what I've been trying is to earn the confidence of the main stakeholders of the group, and especially the CEOs of each of our companies. Because if we are going to talk about strategy at the company level, they have to trust me. This is not something that you just let anyone you don't know into your home and let him or her tell you how you should manage your staff. So I think that the first thing I focused on is try to earn the confidence of these leaders and try to leverage the capabilities we already have in each of our companies, trying to give them, sharing best practices with them, and upskilling both the technical and the business teams in the use of new tools. Yeah. That's the journey we've been walking during these months.
Yeah. When you talk about earning this trust, how do you go about that? So you have a lot of companies. Have you tried to just identify the groups that are most receptive or most in need or most advanced? How do you choose where to start, to build that trust and then leverage that across the other groups?
We have a bank in our group, and the financial sector has been working on this transformation during the last 5 or 10 years. Mm-hmm. So the financial sector is naturally more advanced than other sectors usually, and they have more budget. So I decided that focusing on the bank was not the way to go, because it was like giving money to the rich brother. So okay. I tried to, but starting with companies that was in a very low maturity level was going to make it even harder to prove value out of the data, because if they don't even have the data in the cloud, for example, it's harder to process it and harder to drive any value from it. So I tried to focus on companies that were at least a bit advanced on the journey in the technical side. You know, this is about people, this is about processes, culture, and technology. But this is not all about technology, but technology plays a very important role if you want to start building some capability and driving value for the business. So yeah, the first thing I did was meeting with all the CEOs from almost every company in the group and try to understand what their needs were and make a brief assessment of the capabilities each company have, and then pick like 3 or 4 that I thought that we could do something of value in the first several months. So I started to, and not to work just with one of our companies, but try to, I don't know, for example, with one company work in a project of descriptive analytics and how to spread self-service analytics practice. Then with another, try to make a single customer view of their clients, so we can start building together a framework of data governance and how to model customer data that we can use in each of the different companies of the group. So this is the approach we've had. Choose 2-3 companies to work at the same time, but do a different thing in one of them, so we can learn from the experience and transform that knowledge into a framework that then we can use to spread it across the group. So
you're starting to see momentum build now as you have these successes.
We've seen. In fact, August has been a very good month for us, and I particularly see August as a changing moment where we've started to prove the value and showcase some results in these companies, and then that's bringing traction, and that's bringing more interest from the CEOs of.
So you're actively marketing your successes.
It's hard, you know, in a group like Intercorp. You don't have much. You don't have many moments to share to market these success cases. So we have to choose very wisely what we share and when we share it, because you know, in a group with this scale, it's not easy. I don't have so many moments to showcase what we are doing. So I have to use my 15 or 20 minutes every 2 months or so.
You always have something in your back pocket, right?
It's probably communication and showcasing these success stories is key, but probably there's not an easy way to do it, because if you just use like an email campaign across the group, we don't even have the capability to do that at scale. Each company owns its own communication strategy, and it's hard to send an email across all the organizations. So so I have to look for the moments where all the CEOs gather, but then there's a lot of things to share among them.